We at college football preseason training camp, y'all. It's going down. What's up? It's your good sis, Erica Vane, coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another All-American video. In this video, we're doing a preview for episode 10. Spencer is in college, y'all. He is a full scholarship having college recruit, and it is time to put that work in. The trailer opens up with him jumping into an ice bath. We see the assistant coach for his team that recruited him with his little fine self. Hey, boo, hey. We hear him saying this first year is going to be a big adjustment for you, and it's really just speaking to what is going to look like, the uphill battle that it's going to be for Spencer to come onto this team, to make a name onto this team, to carve out a spot for himself on this team, hopefully maybe get to a place where he is starting on this team, but then also balancing the rigors of college academics, stepping into his own, standing on his own 2 feet, and really, what happens as you're young and you're, going into adulthood, solidifying who you are and your identity and all that. It's about to be a lot of pressure. We see that play out right now with Simone and Damon over at All-American Homecoming, and this is going to kind of be like that for Spencer, and I'm really, really excited to see it, y'all. I cannot wait to get into Spencer's college years. Now from there we get a moment where we see the head coach saying, on this team we don't showboat, and then it cuts to a clip of Spencer leading a pack of people running. I feel like even though he might be excelling in this one exercise, we're gonna get a different Spencer. We're not getting a Spencer that was showing up at Beverly Hills his junior year and feeling like a complete and utter outcast, which pushed him to deep dive into his little over masculinity bag, his ego bag, and start to showboat and whatnot. So I don't necessarily think that it's him. Maybe it's some other freshmen that might be doing a little bit of the showboat. Now I would assume that Spencer has learned by now. However, he is probably walking in very confident of his skills and going to push himself to the limit. I'm really looking forward to seeing where Jordan falls in with all of this, because we don't actually get to see him a ton when it comes to the football stuff, but we know he is a walk-on for Golden Angela Southern as well. We get a quick clip of Spencer saying nothing's going according to plan. I feel like he might be talking to Olivia in that scene, and that might just be speaking to him, being at the tail end of the team. He's going to have to work his way up. There's upperclassmen, there are returning players that are on this team. He is the new guy, and while he is a highly talented high school recruit, he ain't NFL ready just yet. Not even NCAA ready just yet. That's the whole purpose of training camp, to get him ready. And I think maybe Spencer's just going to be hit with the startling news that he basically got to start over, and there's more work to be done. There's more growth to be had. Child, the next thing from that is a scene of him laying down, and then we get a cut to him with Olivia. Looks like at the baker's house, and he's like, I can barely keep my eyes open because he's so tired. Training camp is probably kicking his butt. I don't know. Olivia got this little kind of like side eye look going on. I'm glad her hair back to being curly, y'all. We only had to deal with the straight hair for a little bit. Her hair back to being curly, and I feel like maybe there's going to be a little bit of energy of like him finding time for their relationship, maybe, or actually maybe not, because I think that Olivia is very, very secure and clear of where they are, and she's so supportive of him doing whatever he needs to do. When she says nobody says it was going to be easy, I think that that's just her pushing him to realize like, yo, you can complain or you can just continue to work harder and push through. Like, this is what you actually signed up for. I could only imagine with her, getting ready to start school, going into this journalism program. It's supposed to be a vigorous journalism program. She's probably getting her butt kicked as well, being exposed to new ideas, being pushed deeper than she has before. It's one thing to have your own podcast and to do a summer internship as a high school student. It's a complete other to be in college preparing yourself for a full-on real journalistic career, and not real as if the podcast isn't real, but just like some of the restraints and the requirements that come along with going into certain institutions and operating within certain spaces. So Olivia looks like she's gonna be the voice of reason in this episode, while Spencer might be, dragging himself along, kicking and screaming, wanting to be back at the top of a team and realizing that he got to start over and fight and put his best foot forward and push himself. Olivia is like, look, we both know we signed up for this. It's going to be hard, but we got to keep it going. Then we get a voiceover from Jordan saying nothing that we did in high school matters anymore, where we get cuts to Billy at Crenshaw. A lot of y'all saying that Billy's going to be the new principal at Crenshaw. Okay, I don't necessarily care about that, y'all. We get to see Olivia walking in with her little cute green fit to the LA Tribune, where she, I guess, is going to be also interning doing her collegiate career as well. So maybe she's getting her first desk and like actually taking on this job. So we're excited to see that. New beginnings for her. Layla looks like she's having an event for her record label for Monica Records at the Crenshaw Cafe. And then then also we get the very last clip is a clip of Jordan, Spencer, and Isaiah on the sidelines. I guess this is like a little practice game in training, so we do get to see something from Jordan in reference to football, but he's on the sidelines. And then Isaiah is back. Shout out to Isaiah, because there was a few people in my DMs asking me if I thought that Isaiah would return, and it looks like he will be. And it's so funny that the last words that we hear is that Jordan is saying we all gotta earn it before the trailer closes out, because we know that Jordan is hit or miss when it comes to work ethic, but maybe he's gonna put his best foot forward now that he's actually in college. Y'all actually have a video coming breaking down the differences between Jordan and Damon after watching episode 2 of All American Homecoming and episode 9 of All American. I have some thoughts. If you're new, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out when I post that video. Turn on your bell notification so that you get notified, and I cannot wait to have that conversation. All of you Damone lovers, you're gonna want to check into that one, even though I'm about to have a very, very real conversation, and I still am Jermone for life. All right, post a comment with your thoughts, predictions, and theories about next week's episode in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to reply to you, and I will see you in the next one.